you think that your job is just to be the provider of the service that you provide, is just to be with your clients, is just to deliver the service without doing any of the work of building your platform, becoming a thought leader, and actually getting in people's faces with your expertise, not as an expert, but as the go-to authority in your space. You think that just because your work is so amazing, that your work will speak for itself. Oh my God, that is so cute, because that is so 20 never. Like, we're not in that century anymore. We're living in 2025. And hello, in case you haven't caught up to it, visibility, that is the new currency of this economy. And you are costing your clients, you are costing yourself, your company, you are costing yourself the very service that you say changes lives, that you say is game-changing.
You ready to speak like a boss? Let's get into your most powerful story. Because your story matters.
Your problem is you think that your job is just to be the provider of the service that you provide, is just to be with your clients, is just to deliver the service without doing any of the work of building your platform, becoming a thought leader, and actually getting in people's faces with your expertise, not as an expert, but as the go-to authority in your space. You think that just because your work is so amazing, that your work will speak for itself. Oh my God, that is so cute, because that is so 20 never. Like, we're not in that century anymore. We're living in 2025. And hello, in case you haven't caught up to it, visibility, that is the new currency of this economy. And you are costing your clients, you are costing yourself, your company, you are costing yourself the very service that you say changes lives, that you say is game-changing. You are costing yourself that very service from being able to hit the impact that it could, because you refuse to build your visibility and to step out there and to step out trembling and shaking and to actually become a thought leader that you already are. It's just a matter of claiming that thought leadership. It's a matter of being strategic and packaging it in a way that is undeniable, right? In a way that turns the platforms that you already have, and yes, I'm talking about social media, but no, I'm not just talking about posting on LinkedIn a nice article. I'm thinking and talking about something so much deeper. I'm really talking about positioning you as a thought leader, like those kinds of people that you turn to and you're like, oh my God, this human being, like, they own this space. And when I think of them, I think about this one particular idea, this one particular vertical, and how they are changing the culture around that one particular idea 7 generations forward. That's not just impact on a bottom line and a business and helping you attract clients, which it will, helping you connect with those clients at a values level, which it will, helping you fast track your fundraising with venture capitalists, if that's the track that you're on, helping you open doors to the kinds of partners who would be in your wet dreams right now, which it would. This is the kind of work that would be completely game-changing for everything that you are doing right now. Why aren't you doing it? Maybe because you don't know where to get started. So let me offer a simple framework. This is a framework that you can use right now to get started with your thought leadership. And this is the framework that I use when I work with my clients one-on-one to go really deep. Not only taking this framework and going deep into it, but how do we make this framework bespoke to where my particular client is in the life of their business and in their personal life. Because thought leadership is about building both you as a brand, because guess what? That's the world that we live in, as well as the company that you are representing, right? It's the interplay between those things and your expertise and your lived experience. So what is the framework? The framework is called the Crown Cheat Code, and it's really simple on purpose so that you can use it whenever you want, like starting today, to actually start stepping into your thought leadership and building your platform. Again, why do we want to do that? Don't you want to fast track the cycle of raising funds for your brilliant ideas? Don't you want to attract media and be the person who is quoted in media and not the folks that you roll your eyes reading the Wall Street Journal or reading the New York Times, wherever you get your papers, and being like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, this person is not only saying something that I am so much more qualified to speak about because I know you and the kind of work that you put out, but they're not necessarily even thinking about X, Y, Z and all of these other things. But guess what, boo-boo? The media has their phone number because they've built their platform and they're considered a thought leader. And I'm sorry, you haven't. So let's get to work. Let's unpack the Crown Cheat Code. The Crown Cheat Code. C, I want you to craft your story. Crafting your story could be writing your book, okay? It could be writing an article that is a shift for the entire industry and is provocative and makes people ask really big questions and starts conversations. It could also be starting a podcast. It could also be going on podcasts to share your signature story. That is crafting your story. R, crown. R, rock the mic. You need to be a beast every single time you have a mic in your hand. Let me tell you something, the mic is hot anytime you are speaking outside of your house, because that is the world that we live on, right? And sometimes even in your house. I'm at my house right now recording this. I'm on a mic and the mic is hot. And you need to be able to convey your personality, so to speak, not through experts, lingo, and jargon. Don't become an automaton. Don't become the kind of person who is really great at pitching privately when it's only people in your industry who understand, like, oh my God, the papers that she's quoting and the scientists. That's nice, and you have to be able to deliver that. But when you're speaking to the media, do you know how to rock the mic? That's the kind of media training that I do with my clients. And again, that's the kind of work that you absolutely have to master if you're serious about your thought leadership. R, rock the mic. O, you have to own the room. Owning the room is executive presence. As soon as you walk into a room, does the electricity change? And if you're not quite sure how to do that, how to play to your strengths, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, who to connect to most strategically when you walk into a room, and what to take away from the room, like what kind of impact to leave in the room. If you're not too sure how to do that, that's the kind of work that an executive coach can certainly help you with. And that's definitely part of the bespoke work that I do with my clients, to think about who they are, what their vulnerabilities are, what they're comfortable with, where we can push them past their comforts a little bit and really help them play to their strengths in owning the room. It's not about being popular. It is not about being the popular girl. It's just about being the girl who is strategic enough to understand, this is what I'm working with and this is how I make it work doubly hard without me needing to break a sweat. Got it? Own the room. W, you need to wear that crown. You got a crown, you better wear the crown. What do I mean by this? It's again this fallacy that we have that just because our work is amazing and because we are brilliant, which I know you are, that will speak for itself. I'm sorry, it does not. We live in a visibility economy, and unless you are building your platform and not being shy about opening your mouth and letting people know the value of your work, they will never understand the value of your work, okay? Take this away with you. Hungry mouths that are shut do not get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's the takeaway. Closed mouths don't get fed. You have to open your mouth. You have to stop buying into this whole thing of like the humble nonsense founder. There's no humble anything, okay? You need to stand on your receipts, and you need to open your mouth to let us know, where do those receipts have in them? Where do they come from? And why are they so different and amazing compared to everybody else's? And do it in a way where, we're just like very casually, not humble bragging, but we're just very casually setting the record straight, okay? That's a skill, and that's something that you can learn. And finally, N. N is for naming your legacy. As a Black woman, as a brown woman, as somebody who is an immigrant, the things that drive us and the things that matter to us, they look very different from your traditional thought leaders of the 1950s, like some fuddy-duddy dude with a bow tie, and he's probably got 3 letters and smokes cigars, blah, blah, blah. Nice for him. Us, we care about culture. We care about our people. We care about our ancestors. We care about our spirituality. We care about our wellness. We care about those who are like us, who should come after us so that we're not the only, right? We might be the first, but when we leave this room, we are not going to be the only ones that ever stepped into this room. That is legacy. That is understanding that I come before you as one, but I stand before you as one of 10,000. Those are the words of Maya Angelou. And the work of a true thought leader who is in all of her power, who owns all of her power and wears that crown as her power, is somebody who stands on this amazing thing that is your ancestors, this amazing thing that is what they have already paid for, right? James Baldwin, they have already bought and paid for your crown. So not only should your work amplify why they sent you here in the very first place, but it's got to speak to the legacy that you're serious about leaving 7 generations forward. This work, yes, it will absolutely change the game for your business and the things that you care about in the here and now. But please, do not be mistaken. Your legacy is so much wider than that. And that's what excites me about this work, right? Thought leadership and getting you to be very serious and critical about your intellectual property and how that is building your values. That is so much more than just a handsome paycheck. And let's be clear about the record. You're gonna have a pretty sweet payday once you understand this as well. That is definitely part of the work. That is your framework, the crown cheat code. I hope that this has been very helpful to you. If it has, let me know in the notes, is it notes or is it comments? Leave me a comment and let me know which part of the crown cheat code is most especially resonant with you. What are you excited to get into? And where are the places where you feel like, I could use a little bit of support around this. Like, this sounds really juicy. Maybe it is something like writing a book, and maybe it feels like I have a book inside of me, but I have no idea where to start. If that's the case for you, leave me a comment and let me know where you are. I am Macho Khodi. You can catch me on Sundays at 12 p.m. Eastern, wherever you get your podcasts. I also host a podcast which is called Madam Speaker Says. So it's really easy to find. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on all your favorite places to listen to podcasts. When I am on that show, I'm getting into it and unpacking frameworks with some of the thought leaders I most admire. So I hope that you check that podcast out. I definitely hope you get something that is helpful from it, because I want to see you when we need more of us to be in those thought leader positions, because unfortunately, we still think of the old fuddy-duddy as the only examples of thought leadership. And honey, that has got to change in my lifetime, okay? Thank you so much for being here.
Was that useful? You want to go even deeper? I'd love to support you. My coaching program can help you make money and spark action whenever you speak with intention. Book time to chat using the link in the description box below. Also, leave a comment if this video offered something you needed to hear today, or if you have a question you want me to unpack in next week's episode. Fresh episodes drop every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Hit subscribe to get a notification so you never miss a beat. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to know that your story matters. And I'm here to help you stand out from the stage to the page.